Emma, I honestly thought this guy was having an emergency at the airport.
Wait, what happened?
He reached the counter, the officer asked him one question, and he just froze, completely silent.
Oh no, I know that feeling.
He looked at his passport, looked back at the officer, took a deep breath, and then just pointed at his luggage.
The emergency communication system.
Exactly. And then the officer asked another question.
Oh, poor guy. He was finished.
Completely. He knew what he wanted to say. He just couldn't find the words.
Yes. Welcome, 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 English learners, to Mr. English Podcast. I am Emma.
And I am James. And today is a good one. We are talking about hotel, travel, and airport English. The real stuff. The sentences you actually need when you are traveling, not textbook stuff. Real, living, breathing English.
And if this is your first time joining us here, welcome to the family. We are so happy you are here. And if you have been with us for a while, you already know how we do things. We keep it simple, we keep it fun, and we keep it real.
So before we jump in, please do us a small favor. Hit that subscribe button on Mr. English Podcast, because if you are learning English, this is the place to be. Every single day, we bring you new lessons, new conversations, new stories, all in easy, clear English.
And share this episode with one friend, just one. Someone who is learning English, someone who loves to travel, or someone who has had that terrifying blank brain moment at an airport. They need this. Send it to them right now.
All right, let us dive in. And Emma, I want to start with a story because I actually had a real travel experience that I think is going to hit home for a lot of our listeners today.
Oh, yes, please. Tell us everything.
Okay. About 2 years ago, I traveled to another country for the first time completely alone. First time, no family, no friends. Just me, my suitcase, and my very nervous heart.
Oh, that is brave. That is really brave, James.
Or really stupid. I couldn't decide which one. So I get to the airport, and honestly, the airport itself is already a little overwhelming, right? There are signs everywhere, people are rushing, there are announcements playing over the speakers, and I'm just standing there with my bag spinning around slowly, trying to figure out where to go first.
I know that feeling. Airports can feel like a small city sometimes.
Exactly like a small city. Okay, so the first thing I needed to do was find the check-in counter. Now listen, this is important. When you arrive at an airport, you usually need to go to the check-in counter first. That is where you go to register your flight, drop off your big luggage, and get your boarding pass.
And a boarding pass is basically your ticket to get on the plane. Without it, you're not going anywhere.
Right. So I walked up to the counter, and the lady behind the desk, she was very professional, very polite. She looked at me and said, "Good morning. Can I see your passport and booking confirmation, please?"
Simple and clear. That's the kind of sentence you'll hear a lot at check-in.
Very simple. But you know what? Even though she spoke clearly, I was so nervous that I kind of froze for a second. And here's the thing. It's okay to freeze. It's okay to not understand the first time. You're allowed to ask them to repeat. That's completely normal.
Yes, and this is something I want our listeners to really remember. It's not embarrassing to ask someone to repeat themselves. It's actually very mature and very smart because it shows you want to understand correctly.
100%. So the phrases to use when you don't understand, you can say, "I'm sorry, could you please repeat that?" Or even simpler, "Sorry, can you say that again?" Both are perfectly fine, polite, clear, and they work.
And most airport staff are used to helping people from all over the world. They're patient, they want to help you, so don't be afraid to speak up.
Exactly. Don't suffer in silence. Okay, so I handed over my passport and my booking confirmation, and she started typing. Then she asked me, "How many bags are you checking in today?"
Oh, this is such a common question. Checking in a bag means you're going to put your big suitcase on the plane separately. It goes under the plane. You don't carry it with you on board.
Right. And I said, "Just one bag, please." Simple answer. She then asked, "Do you have a seat preference, window or aisle?" And I said, I had no idea what aisle meant.
Oh, no.
I just smiled and said, "Window, please," because I knew that one. I wanted to look outside the window like a little kid on their first flight.
Okay, so let's break that down for our listeners. A window seat is the seat next to the window. An aisle seat is the seat next to the walkway in the middle of the plane. The aisle is that
Good
open path
explanation.
where the flight
So,
attendants
window
walk.
seat equals look outside and feel like you are in a movie. Aisle seat equals easy to get up and go to the bathroom. Choose wisely.
Very important life advice, James. Very important. Okay, so after check-in, what happened next?
So, after check in, I had my boarding pass, and now I needed to go through security. Oh, security. Let me tell you about security.
Oh, security can be stressful, right?
It is stressful even when you have done nothing wrong. You know that feeling? You're walking through the scanner and you're thinking, did I accidentally pack something I should not have, even though you absolutely did not?
Yes, everyone feels that way. Your heart just starts racing.
So at security, the main things to remember are pretty simple. You'll put your bag on a conveyor belt. That is a moving platform that takes your bag into a scanning machine. You'll also take off your belt, your jacket, your shoes sometimes, and put them in a tray. Then you walk through the scanner.
And if something beeps, do not panic. They'll just check with a small handheld scanner. It's routine. It's normal. Just cooperate and stay calm.
Stay calm. That is the key word. And if a security officer says something to you that you do not understand, again, it's completely fine to say, I'm sorry, I did not understand. Could you show me what to do? Most of the time, they will gesture or show you. Very helpful.
And one thing to remember before you go through security is to take out any liquids from your bag. Things like water bottles, perfume, shampoo. These need to be in small containers and placed in a clear plastic bag. If you're not sure, just ask a security staff member before you get in the line.
Great tip, Emma. I learned that the hard way, by the way. They took away a perfectly good bottle of water from me. I was so sad watching it go into that trash bin.
Rest in peace, James's water bottle.
Okay, so after security, I found my gate. And this is another vocabulary word. Gate. Your boarding pass will have a gate number on it, like gate 14 or B7. That's where you go to board your plane.
And board means to get on. So when they say, we'll begin boarding in 20 minutes, that means in 20 minutes you can start walking onto the plane.
And there's usually an announcement they make, something like, this is the final call for passengers on flight EM201 to London. Please proceed to gate 12 immediately. And when you hear that, you run. You just run.
You run politely and quickly.
So politely, so quickly. Okay, now on the plane, there are a few phrases you might hear or need to use. The flight attendant might say, please fasten your seatbelt. That means put on and click your seatbelt. Easy.
Or they might say, please switch your phone to airplane mode. That means change your phone's settings so it doesn't send or receive signals during the flight.
And if you need something during the flight, you can press the little button above your seat. The flight attendant will come to you and you can say something like, excuse me, could I get a glass of water, please? Or could I have a blanket, please? Very simple, very polite.
I always ask for extra snacks. Every single time. I'm that person.
Emma is the extra snack person. Okay, I love that.
All right, so now we land. We arrive at our destination. We get through passport control and baggage claim. James, walk us through that.
Okay, so passport control, also called immigration. This is where officers check your passport and ask you a few questions. Now, don't stress about this. The questions are usually very simple and standard.
Right, very standard questions. Things like,
What is the purpose of your visit? Which means, why are you here? You can say, I'm here for tourism, or I'm here on business, or I'm here to visit family.
how long will you be staying? And you just answer simply, I will be staying for 5 days, or I'm here for 1 week.
Where will you be staying? And you give the name of your hotel or the address where you are staying. Something like, I will be staying at the Grand Park Hotel in the city center.
Simple, clear, direct. That's all they want. They're not trying to trick you. They just want to know basic information.
And then after passport control, you go to baggage claim. That's where you pick up your big suitcase. There's usually a screen showing which belt your luggage is coming from. Find your flight number on the screen, go to that belt, and wait for your bag.
And if your bag doesn't arrive, or if it arrives damaged, do not panic. Go to the airline's baggage service desk. It's usually right there in the baggage claim area. And you can say, "Excuse me, my bag has not arrived yet. Can you help me, please?"
They will
Or,
help you
"My
fill
bag
out
is
a form
damaged.
and
What should I
track
do?"
your bag. It happens more than you think, and they handle it all the time. So just stay calm and ask for help.
Okay, so now we have survived the airport. We made it. Time to go to the hotel. And James, hotels have their own whole set of English that you need. Let us talk about checking in to a hotel.
Yes. So you walk into the hotel, you go to the front desk, also called reception, and the receptionist will usually greet you first. Something like, "Welcome. Do you have a reservation?" And reservation is another word for booking. It means you already arranged and paid for your room in advance.
And you say, "Yes, I have a reservation. My name is James Carter." Or, "Yes, I booked a room online. My name is Emma Rose."
Then they will look you up in their system, and they might ask, "Can I see your passport or ID, please?" So always have your passport ready. Very useful document when you are traveling.
They might also ask, "How would you like to pay? Cash or card?" And you just answer based on what you plan to use.
Then they will tell you your room number and explain a few things, like what floor you are on, where the elevator is, what time breakfast is served, things like that. Just listen carefully and do not be afraid to ask if you miss something.
For example, if you did not hear what floor your room is on, you can simply say, "Sorry, which floor is my room on?" They'll tell you again, no problem.
And Emma, I have to share something that happened to me when I checked into my hotel that first trip, because it's actually really funny and kind of relatable.
Oh, I want to hear this.
So I checked in, got my room key. The key was actually a card. You know those card keys where you tap them on the door? I had never used one before. So I'm standing at my room door, tapping the card. Nothing happens. Tapping again, still nothing. I tried for maybe 2 minutes straight, just tap, 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 nothing.
Oh no, James.
And then a hotel staff member walked by. She saw me struggling, and very kindly she said, "Excuse me, sir, you need to hold the card against the sensor for about 2 seconds." And I was like, "Oh, of course you do. It's not a quick tap, it's a gentle hold. Who knew?"
That is so relatable. I think everyone has had a moment like that in a hotel.
It's the small things that nobody tells you. So that's also part of travel English, right? Knowing how to ask for help with simple things in the hotel.
Exactly. And there are so many situations where you might need help in a hotel. Let's go through a few common ones.
Okay, situation 1. You arrive in your room and something is not working. Maybe the air conditioning is not turning on. What do?
You call the front desk or go down to reception and you say, "Hi, I'm in room 307. The air conditioning is not working. Could someone please come and check it?" Very clear, very polite, done.
Situation 2. You need extra towels or pillows. You can call housekeeping or the front desk and say, "Could I please have 2 extra towels sent to my room?" Or, "Could I get 1 more pillow, please?" Easy.
Situation 3, you're not sure what time breakfast ends. You can ask, "Excuse me, what time does breakfast finish?" Or, "What time is the restaurant open until?" Very useful because nobody wants to miss breakfast.
Nobody, especially when it's included in the booking. You paid for it, you eat it.
Every single item on that buffet.
And situation 4, you need to check out. Checking out means you're leaving the hotel. You go to reception and say, "Hi, I would like to check out, please. My name is James Carter, room 307.
And they'll do the final paperwork. They might ask if you want a receipt or invoice. An invoice is a document showing what you paid for. Very useful to keep for records.
And they might ask, "Did you use anything from the minibar?" The minibar is that small fridge in your room with snacks and drinks. If you used something, they'll add it to your bill.
So if you drink a bottle of water from the minibar at 2 in the morning, prepare to pay for it.
And it will cost you 3 times what it costs at a shop outside. That's just hotel life, my friends.
Okay, let's also talk about one more really important situation. What if your hotel booking has a problem? Like you arrive and they say your room is not ready, or there's some mistake with your reservation.
This actually happened to a friend of mine. He booked a single room, a room for one person, but when he arrived, the hotel said they only had a double room, a room with a big bed for two people. Now, that might sound like an upgrade, but he was confused and didn't know how to handle it.
So the useful phrase here is, I'm sorry, but I booked a single room. I have a confirmation email. Can we please sort this out? And you show them your booking confirmation. That's why it's always smart to keep your booking confirmation
Most
saved
hotels
on your
will
phone
try to
or
fix the
print it out.
problem or offer you a solution. Maybe they will give you a discount. Maybe they will upgrade your room at no extra cost. But you need to speak up and communicate clearly.
Absolutely. Do not just accept something that is not right. You have the right to ask for what you booked, and you can do it very politely.
Polite but confident. That is the way to go.
Okay, James, I want to add one more thing that I think is really helpful, and that is understanding common hotel signs and notices, because sometimes the language on signs can be confusing.
Yes, good one.
So here are a few common hotel signs. Do not disturb. This is a sign you can hang on your door. It means you do not want housekeeping or anyone to come into your room. Use this when you are sleeping or resting and want privacy.
And the opposite sign is please make up room. This one you hang on your door when you want the housekeeping team to come in and clean your room, change the towels, make the bed, and so on.
Another common notice you might see in your room is something like, for any assistance, please dial 0. Dial means press the number on the phone. Pressing 0 usually connects you to the front desk.
Very useful. And also in elevators or lifts, you might see ground floor or lobby. The lobby is the main entrance area of the hotel, where the reception desk is. If you ever get lost in the hotel, just find the lobby and you will figure it out from there.
The lobby is your anchor point in any hotel. Always good to know where it is.
All right, let us do a little quick vocabulary review because we have covered so much today, and I want to make sure everything sticks.
Great idea.
Okay, check-in at the airport means registering for your flight and dropping off your luggage. Boarding pass is your ticket to get on the plane. Security is the area where they scan you and your bag to make sure everything is safe.
Gate is where you wait and then walk onto the plane. Board means to get on the plane. Passport control or immigration is where they check your passport when you arrive in a new country.
Baggage claim is where you pick up your suitcase after landing. Reservation or booking means you arranged your room at advance. Check-in at the hotel means arriving and getting your room key. Check-out means leaving and finishing your stay.
Housekeeping is the team that cleans your room. Minibar is the small fridge in your room. Invoice or receipt is the document showing what you paid. Lobby is the main entrance area of the hotel.
That is a solid vocabulary list right there. Save this episode, come back to it, review it before you travel. It will help you so much.
And you know what? I want to talk about something a little deeper for a moment, because this is not just about vocabulary and phrases. This is about confidence. Confidence when you travel.
Yes. Say more about that, Emma.
So many people who are learning English feel like they cannot travel abroad because their English isn't perfect. But here's the truth. You do not need perfect English to travel. You need clear, simple English. And that's something every one of our listeners can achieve.
Absolutely. Native English speakers make mistakes all the time. They mumble, they speak too fast, they use slang that other people don't understand. You are not competing with native speakers, you are communicating. And communication is about being understood, not about being perfect.
When you go to a hotel and you say, "Hi, I have booking. My name, Emma," even that gets the point across. But when you say, "Hi, I have a reservation. My name is Emma Rose. I booked a room for 3 nights," that's clear, polite, and professional. And anyone can learn to say that.
With a little practice, with a little courage, and with episodes like this one, right?
Exactly. That's why we're here.
Emma, you know what I really love about travel? It forces you to use the language. Like you can't hide. You can't just stay quiet. You have to speak. And every time you speak and you are understood, it's like a little victory.
Oh, that is so true. I remember the first time I successfully asked for directions in another country in English, and the person actually understood me and pointed me the right way. I felt so proud. My whole body was just glowing.
That feeling is everything. And you know what? That feeling is waiting for every single one of our listeners. Every single one. It's not far away. It's just a few good conversations away.
And you know what? Those conversations start with the simple phrases we practiced today, like, can I check in, please? Do you have my reservation? Could you repeat that? I didn't understand. Can you say it again? Could I have a window seat, please?
Simple
My
phrases,
bag hasn't
real
arrived. Can you
situations,
help me?
big impact.
Okay, I want to do one final thing before we close out today. Let us do a super quick little role play, a small conversation at hotel check-in, so listeners can hear how it all sounds together in a real conversation. Ready, James?
Ready. I will be the hotel receptionist. Emma, you are the traveler.
Perfect. Here we go.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Grand Pearl Hotel. How can I help you today?
Hello, I have a reservation. My name is Emma Rose.
Let me check that for you. Yes, I have you here. A standard room for 3 nights. Is that correct?
Yes, that is right.
Perfect. Could I see your passport, please?
Of course. Here you go.
Thank you. And how would you like to pay? Cash or card?
Card, please.
Great. Your room is on the 5th floor, room 512. Here's your key card. Breakfast is served from 7 to 10 in the morning in the restaurant on the ground floor. The elevator is just around the corner.
Thank you so much. Actually, sorry, what time did you say breakfast ends?
Breakfast ends at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
And that is it. That is a real hotel check-in conversation. Short, simple, polite, and totally achievable.
See, you can do this. It is not scary. It's just practice. And you just practiced it by listening right now. That counts.
All right, I think that wraps up an absolutely packed episode. Day 25, people. Day 25. We are on a journey together, and I am so proud of every single listener who keeps coming back.
Today, we covered so much. Airport check-in phrases, security tips, boarding vocabulary, passport control questions, baggage claim situations, hotel check-in and check-out, asking for help in your hotel room, common hotel signs and vocabulary, and we even did a mini role play.
That's a full travel survival kit in one episode. You are now officially more prepared to travel in English than you were before this episode started. And that's not nothing. That's everything.
And remember, confidence comes from practice. Every time you listen to an episode like this, you're building that confidence, word by word, sentence by sentence.
So here's what we want you to do. First, subscribe to Mr. English Podcast if you have not already. It's free, it's easy, and it means you never miss an episode. New lessons every single day.
Second, share this episode with someone you know, a friend, a family member, a coworker who's learning English or planning to travel. This could genuinely help them, so share it with love.
And third, and this is important, we want to hear from you. Have you ever traveled and had a funny or scary English moment at an airport or hotel? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one. And honestly, some of your stories are better than anything we could write.
Seriously, the comments section is always full of amazing stories. So come share yours, because your experience might be exactly what another listener needs to hear to feel less alone and more confident.
This community, this Mr. English Podcast family, it's built on real stories, real journeys, real people learning and growing together.
And whether you're planning your first big trip abroad, or whether you're just learning English for the future you're building, we're here with you. Every step, every episode, every day.
From Emma and me, James, thank you so much for spending time with us today. Keep practicing, keep speaking, keep believing that your English is getting better, because it absolutely is.
And remember this always, every expert traveler was once a nervous person standing at an airport counter with a blank brain. Every single one. The difference is they kept going. And so will you.
We'll see you tomorrow for day 26. Until then, take care of yourselves, keep smiling, and keep speaking English.
Bye for now, beautiful people. Safe travels.